months of genocide. 12 months of genocide. Funded. 12 months of genocide funded by the United States of America. The terrorist regime of Israel. 12 months of genocide.
The organisers made it clear that this is where the event was going to happen, outside the governor's mansion. They gave the conjunction of the two streets, but it's actually the mansion's governor's mansion. We've been here before to protests. You're from Lancaster, aren't you? Okay, I won't disturb you.
And it has only expanded in brutalization and systematic slaughter since then. You all know this didn't start 12 months ago. Because 12 months ago and one day before, a 12-year-old boy in the West Bank was shot by an Israeli sniper. The settler colony terrorist regime of Israel has been expanding the genocide of Gaza into Lebanon, into Yemen, into Syria, into Iraq. And we are here today to pay tribute to all of our martyrs from 76 years ago till today. Every single martyr is represented today in our voices, in our drive and love for humanity. And we say not another martyr, not another dime, because this is being funded by our state. And I'm not even talking about our country, the USA, on a federal level, but on a state level. Here in Pennsylvania, $136 million of Pennsylvania state taxes have been funding this genocide. 70% of the weapons and warfare used on our siblings in Gaza and Lebanon and Yemen are either manufactured or funded by the United States. And anyone who dares stand up for humanity and demands divestment is being penalized by Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is one of 27 states out of 50 states that is penalizing corporations and individuals for standing up and standing against genocide and demanding that our money stays in Pennsylvania to fund our communities, our education, and our children. That is approximately 250 million Americans who are denied their civil liberties and who are repressed, and their civil liberties and their First Amendment rights are being denied for colonialization and for genocide. $136 million, again, of Pennsylvania state taxes are funding this genocide. 78% of Americans are being denied their civil liberties to stand up and say we want Pennsylvania to divest. So we are here today for our martyrs, each and every one of them. The ones that were thrown off of buildings, the ones that were sodomized and raped by dogs, for the men who were burned alive in mass graves. There are over 500 mass graves in Gaza. From the south of Gaza to the north of Gaza, there is mass grave after mass grave after mass grave after mass grave. Our siblings in Gaza are crying to us and saying, we are running out of soil to bury our dead. Our women, our mothers are being forced into sterilization. Their wombs are being taken out of their bodies so that they will not have more Palestinians to repel, to stand up and resist colonization. Babies are born just to die. child in Gaza has lost either an arm or a leg or a parent. And our resistance fighters, let us pay tribute to them as well. Because when we pay tribute to our martyrs, we must also pay tribute to our fighters who stand up against oppression. An army of orphans, an army of orphans who are resisting occupation, apartheid, and genocide. They are doing this so that the next generation after them can be liberated and free from the river to the sea, because everyone in Palestine is occupied, oppressed, colonized. And we here, we are going to do our part. We are going to do our part in the resistance to stand up against the USA, because we over here have a direct responsibility to make sure that Pennsylvania divests from state and federal genocide. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep calling for an arms embargo. We're going to keep calling for divestment. We're going to break the two-party system. Next month, go out and vote for a third party. Vote for Jill Stein, an anti-Zionist Jewish woman. Vote for Butch, a black Muslim. Vote for Leila Hazou, a Palestinian American, running for Pennsylvania State Senate. All of which came into office just to fight alongside us. They are not politicians, they are activists. And we will vote for them, and we will break the two-party system. One small way for liberation. Because we all know, everyone here knows, that the struggle for liberation in Palestine goes way back, goes way after November. We will keep fighting long after elections are over. Politicians and elections will never save us. We will save us. We will save ourselves. Community, the people. The power is in the people in the streets. Each and every one of you has power. And when we unite and come together, we are more powerful than the bombs that are dropping on our siblings. So, the other day I read a will from 10-year-old Russia, found under the rubble. And in her will, she says, "Do not cry over me, because I do not like to see anyone sad. I would like my clothes and my belongings to go to those in need. I would like my monthly allowance of 25 shekels, $5, to go to my brother Ahmed and my sister Rafah. My toys to go to Batul. And I would like you to not yell at my brother Ahmed." And that was her will. That is what she left the world with. And she is who we're fighting for. Her and him and every child in Gaza, every mother, every father, every one of our siblings. Palestinian Muslims, Palestinian Christians, Palestinian Jews, our Lebanese brothers and sisters, our Yemeni brothers and sisters. Every single person who is being targeted for simply resisting oppression and simply wanting to live. So I ask each and every one of you here today, what is your will? What are you willing to do for your brothers and sisters and siblings across the globe? What are you willing to do? With your voice, with your bodies, what are you willing to do? And what will you leave this world with? What will you leave behind? Will you boycott?
Yes!
Will you demand Pennsylvania divest?
Yes!
Will you demand an arms embargo?
Yes!
Will you keep coming to the streets?
Yes!
Will you raise your voices louder?
Yes!
Fighting genocide? Will you say, not another martyr, not another nickel? Not another nickel, not another martyr.
Not another nickel, not another martyr.
I'm going to hand over my friend and fellow organizer, Sunday. She's going to say some housekeeping rules as we continue our protest.
took notes for everybody's safety. Please stick together. If you came with somebody, stay with them. If you came alone, make a friend, have a buddy throughout the entire action. This is for your safety and everyone else's around you. Please do not live stream or take videos or photos of people's faces, again for everyone's safety. We are handing out zines. These are on BBS. They have the wrap on the inside and a few know your rights information for accessibility. And lastly, please don't engage with any folks that are trying to start fights or cause problems, and don't engage with law enforcement either. We have folks dedicated to keeping us safe and to talking to people outside of the action. Again, let's just stick to our message here, which is an end to the genocide in Palestine, an arms embargo and Pennsylvania to divest from funding genocide. Our siblings in Palestine need us to be committed, need us to be disciplined, and need us to focus on this message to divest from Israel. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you to all of you for joining us, for gathering here in solidarity of all the 42,000 people who have been brutally murdered. And according to Lancet article, that actual number goes to 180,000. Scary. And the question is, has that made anybody in the world safer? We have an interfaith group here, everybody from all religions is here. We have our Jews brothers. Are Jews safer because of Netanyahu? 22,000 people killed, children killed, and it has made everybody unsafe. That is brutality, and it is funded by our money. At this point, with wars extending to Lebanon, Yemen, where do we have an end in sight? We are at 1 year mark. Is there any end in sight? No. And that is because of military-industrial complex just selling their weapons and our government enabling that, and that needs to end. Those 42,000 people are dehumanized. In our media, they are just numbers. Do we see their photos on mainstream media? Do we see the pictures of him on BBC, CNN? They are humans. It is social media through which we can see their faces. Our mainstream media has just limited them to the numbers. It is dehumanization. Any human rights organization that has not stood up against this genocide, do they have any moral authority to stand for that? Does US has any moral authority after committing this genocide to ask any other country to stop their human rights abuses? We don't have any moral authority, and that is done because of Zionism. They have used the name of religion. They've used the name of religion to do this fight, but only to hurt the religion. They have hurt Jews the most, and those Jews who are standing with the genocide, they might not know this is short-sighted view. It does not make their generation safe. Any one person, for one person they are killing thousands of people. And what about their relatives? What about their next generation? For how many generations will Israel fight this? Their occupation has to end. The world needs peace, and we are demanding justice. Justice has to be for every child, for those who don't have voice, who were killed in cold blood. Him was talking on the phone, 6-year-old child, when she was brutally murdered. Recently, Aisha Noor Elski, American peace activist, killed in cold blood. Why is our government not protecting Americans? Or is it that there are certain Americans, there are only certain humans who have rights? Until we keep doing that, it does not make anybody in the world safe. How much budget is going towards the wars? How much budget is going towards this genocide? Recently, FEMA said after Hurricane Helene, if another hurricane hits, we don't have money. We don't have money for people who are suffering here. Why are we sending $38 million a day to Israel? Billions of dollars. Even this week, they sent more billions of dollars. People here in America don't have money, don't have resources. Housing, education, healthcare needs are not met. And they are spending money on this genocide. Whose interest is that? It's not making America safe. It's not making Israel safe. It's not making Palestine safe. It's not making any part of the world, any human being safe. And that needs to stop. And we are asking for ceasefire. And we have been asking for this ceasefire for a year. So ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. And we are asking to stop sending arms. Arms embargo now. No more weapons.
Arms embargo now!
Arms embargo now.
Arms embargo now!
Arms embargo now. And we need justice, like it is due right for any human being, that each child out of those hundreds of thousands of people, they were a universe. They were created by the same God on whose name they asked your vote in the election for being pro-life. How is it pro-life to kill those people, those children, indiscriminate bombing? Why is church not standing against that? Why is all the people who ask to be pro-life, where are they now while people are getting killed? It's hypocrisy. They're not actually pro-life. They're just being hypocrites. Or there are certain people. Where are climate activists? 10,000 tons bombs dropped. Where are climate activists? Would it not affect the whole planet? It of course will. This hurricane, this worsening cycle, the climate effect would hurt us all, and it is done by the Zionists, and it needs to stop. So we ask for ceasefire, we ask for arms embargo, we ask for stopping the funding, we ask for the hypocrisy to end, and we ask for peace, and we ask for justice for all. Thank you so much.
Pennsylvania, you can't hide!
beautiful Jewish people.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. We are standing here after a full year of genocide going on in Gaza. But as was said before, this occupation, these crimes didn't start just a year ago. This is unfortunately going on already over 76 years. This is criminal, and this is criminal from day one. It's just now that finally the world is waking up when we are witnessing this brutal genocide going on for a full year, and then we see this massacre in Lebanon going on. Unfortunately, we don't see the end of all these calamities. And it's about time for us here. It's about time for Pennsylvania. It's about time for the United States of America. It's about time for the world to wake up and to stop this injustice, to stop these crimes, to stop this bloodshed. We are here, peoples of all different backgrounds, because we are human beings, because we care, because it pains. It is painful when we are witnessing the news, we are seeing the images, we are watching the feeds coming from Gaza, from Lebanon. This should disturb every right-minded, every righteous person. But we as Jewish people are even more embarrassed because all of this is sadly being done in our name. Our name is being misused for all these crimes. And on top of this is a true desecration of God's name. When the Jewish religion is being misused to justify all these crimes. How embarrassing is it when Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, stands up just recently in the United Nations and recites verses from that Torah that he refuses to follow. This is true hypocrisy. He is misusing a religion in order to justify unacceptable crimes, crimes forbidden in that very religion he claims to somehow represent. This is a propaganda tool, and we should know better. We should overcome this propaganda, because this propaganda aims on silencing us all. They want you to believe that if you stand up against these crimes, God forbid you fight God or his religion. But we should know better than that. In no way does the state of Israel represent world Jewry. And in no way does it represent the Jewish religion. We have masses of Jewish people worldwide, from the United States to occupied Palestine, who not only disagree with Israel, but publicly denounce it, publicly denounce all crimes it commits. According to Judaism, all of this is forbidden. Killing, stealing, oppressing an entire people, occupying another's land, all of this is forbidden in Judaism. Even before any of these crimes, even before anyone realized how dangerous this movement of Zionism will be, the Jewish leadership at the time in Palestine and in Europe, which was the main concentration of religious Jews, publicly vehemently opposed the movement of Zionism because it is in total contrast to the very basics of genetic crimes to others. According to Judaism, there is a concept of Jewish exile. We believe this is a divine decree which we are forbidden to end by any physical means. Jewish people are required by their religion to live as peaceful loyal citizens in whichever country we reside. This is how Jewish people conducted themselves for thousands of years. And this is how Jewish communities did live in peace in Palestine and in other Muslim countries. We didn't have a problem living amongst a vast majority Muslim community in Palestine or in other Muslim countries. We were not a threat to the Muslims, neither were the Muslims to us. We lived in perfect peace. Why? Because we did not fight other people. We did not rebel against Almighty God. We did not act in total contrast to Judaism. On the contrary, we lived as loyal, peaceful people and following our religion. This is all what we wanted, is only the practice of our religion. What we have seen today, the movement of Zionism, not only destroying Palestine, not only destroying Lebanon, destroying the Jewish people as well. We have peace, we want peace, we fight for peace. And it is a movement of Zionism which is unfortunately destroying everyone. Yes, Zionist propaganda is here to confuse the masses. And they will always remember the Holocaust. Yes, we should remember the Holocaust. All of us should remember the Holocaust. And this should be a lesson for all of us. Not to allow any injustice, any genocide to any people. Unfortunately, the Holocaust is being weaponized. Is being used for propaganda to support this criminal movement of Zionism and to silence whoever speaks up for justice, whoever speaks up for humanity. And this is criminal, this is unjust, and this is miscrediting the Holocaust and what happened to my grandparents. My grandparents would never want to see their suffering being used to inflict suffering on others. The other way around. Zionist propaganda attempts to present this image as if when you criticize crimes of Israel, somehow you are anti-Semitic. We should overcome this propaganda. Anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism in any way. Why? For many reasons. To begin with, Zionism and Judaism to begin with is not the same. Judaism is a religion only. The belief in God and the practice of His commandments, versus Zionism, which is a purely political movement, should never be conflated. If we are witnessing crimes, those crimes must be condemned. Those crimes must be stopped, regardless who the perpetrators of those crimes are. In our case, when these crimes are being perpetrated by some people from Jewish descent, doesn't make the criticism anti-Semitic. Just for me as a Jewish person, this is embarrassing, because unfortunately this is being done in my name, in the name of my people. Conflating anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, conflating Zionism with Judaism, is not only doing injustice for Palestine, when this is attempting to silence any support for those suffering people in Palestine, but this is doing harm for the Jewish people as well. When you conflate the two, You make a statement. You are saying that God forbid all Jews support all these crimes, which ends up making a statement that God forbid all Jews are accountable to what is happening. This is exactly what the Zionist movement is doing. They are endangering the Jewish people, and they are incorporating us all into their crimes, and we should never allow that. We are here for humanity. We are here for all suffering people. We are here for justice. We are remembering the Holocaust, and we are remembering what is happening presently now in Gaza and in Lebanon. We demand a total permanent ceasefire. We are demanding this already for a full year. But let me tell you, a ceasefire is not going to help. Hopefully it's going to stop the war. But unfortunately the occupation will still be in place. Unfortunately so many people are still going to suffer. As a religious Jewish person, I'm standing here and I say, according to my religion, this entire occupation has to stop. It has to stop in order to please God. God doesn't want to see all of this. And we have to end this occupation for the sake of the suffering people who are suffering each and every day, each and every minute. We should stand up on the streets here in the United States of America. We urge the rest of Americans to wake up. It's about time to do something for people who are suffering. It's us in the free world who can do something for them. If we are not going to do for them, who would? We demand an end to this genocide. We demand an end to this occupation. We demand freedom for Palestine and for Lebanon. We demand all rights be restored to all oppressed peoples. And we hope that once this cause to bloodshed will stop, once that this cause to this endless cycle of bloodshed will stop, we hope to see once again that beautiful peace that did exist in Palestine amongst all different peoples. We hope to see that once again soon in our days, inshallah, God willing. Thank you very much.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Zionism has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Zionism has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Zionism has got to go!
Judaism, yes! Zionism, no!
Judaism, yes! Zionism, no!
The state of Israel must go!
The state of Israel must go!
Judaism, yes! Zionism, no!
Judaism, yes! Zionism, no!
The state of Israel must go!
The state of Israel must go!
Thank you very much.
So what do we want?
as the Dean of the Cathedral Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I am a proud member of the Democratic Socialists of America, and I am a member of the Lehigh Valley Palestinian Coalition. And it is an honor to stand with you as we together stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine whose lives have been upended, who have been torn from their homes, who have lost so much on account of a genocide that has been funded by these United States of America. Lord have mercy. Christ have mercy. Now today is Sunday, so it should be no surprise that I just came back from church. And this morning in church we read a story from the good book about a Jewish rabbi who also lived under occupation in Palestine 2,000 years ago. And in this particular story that we read this morning in church, this rabbi, whose name was Jesus, just in case you haven't caught on yet, this rabbi named Jesus, he welcomed a group of Palestinian children, and he blessed them. Now maybe you're familiar with this story. If you're familiar with this story, you know that some of Jesus' disciples, they did not care for these children. They did not think that these children were important, but the Jewish rabbi had a different opinion. He embraced them. He welcomed them. He blessed them. He brought them into the center. He brought children into the center who also knew what it was like to live under occupation, who also knew what it was like to have to leave their homes in the middle of the night, who also knew what it was like to lose folks because of colonialism. He brought these children in the center and he blessed them. He told them that they were important and that their lives mattered. And when I heard this story, read in church this morning, about a group of Palestinian children that a Jewish rabbi blessed, I could not help but think about all the children that Israel has bombed. Thousands of children have lost their lives, and thousands and thousands and thousands more have lost their homes, their hospitals, their schools, and their parents, and their food, and their water. Let's just be clear, this did not have to happen. Let's be clear, this should not have happened, and one of the reasons why it happened is because our decision makers right here, our legislators right here, decided to send bombs destined for schools and homes and children in Palestine when they could have sent food destined for children right here in Pennsylvania. And they could have sent funding destined to schools right here in Pennsylvania. When they could have sent health care destined to families right here in Pennsylvania. When they could have chosen to send blessings, they chose to send bombs dropped on the very children that that Jewish rabbi named Jesus blessed and welcomed and said that their lives mattered. And so this afternoon I got a question that is directed specifically towards my Christian siblings. Directed especially towards those folks who claim to follow the Jewish rabbi from Galilee. Especially those brothers and sisters who are decision makers, who sit in places of power. My question for you today is this: are you going to take Jesus' example seriously? Because you cannot follow Christ and bomb your neighbor. Are you going to take Jesus' word seriously? Because genocide does not fit inside the command to love thy neighbor as thyself.
Amen.
Are you going to send blessings destined for children right here in Pennsylvania? Or are you going to keep on sending bombs destined for children over there in Palestine? And if you want to follow Jesus, a rabbi who is respected in all of our Abrahamic If you want to follow Jesus, then you got to divest from genocide. You got to divest from colonialism. You got to divest from apartheid. You got to divest from bombs and instead invest in blessings for all of God's children. Thank you so much. God bless you. And God bless the people of Palestine.
Resulting from the ongoing genocide. Kassim is the only Muslim to have sued both Trump and Biden. The Muslim ban and recently sued Biden, Blinken, and Austin for complicity in genocide. From 2009 to 2021, Al-Fara served on the California Democratic Party's executive board and was also a DNC delegate. In 2016, he became the first Muslim and Arab American elected to political office in California's capital city, serving as the president of the school board in Sacramento. Please, a warm welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. I can't hear you. Assalamu alaikum. It's an honor to be here in Harrisburg. We have folks from all over Pennsylvania, from Lancaster, from York, from Pittsburgh, from Philadelphia. I came out from California to show some love because you're more important than California, as you know. You're going to just help decide this election. So, yes, I sued them for complicity in genocide, but it's not complicity. It's partnership in genocide. Right. And this partnership on the war in Gaza and in Lebanon, nothing's off limits to them. 800 mosques destroyed. Now they're destroying the mosques in Lebanon. They're destroying hospitals. They're destroying churches. And McGurk, the new conservative in the Biden administration, is behind this and justifying this. And that's why Dick Cheney and other new conservatives are supporting, you know who? Because the new conservatives are still in power. And just this morning, we saw the report that Blinken signed off that Israel can attack the humanitarian aid trucks inside of Gaza. So I want to take you back to 2002, right after 9/11. I took 3 of my friends from UC Berkeley to Gaza. And this is before the pullout, and this area was all destroyed. And there was a wall, and it said in English, "You may destroy our homes, but you'll never destroy our souls." And then there was a man and his wife. And I went up to them, I said, "These are my friends from America. You know, they want to say hello to you." And they were like, "Oh, you're from America? You know, we heard after 9/11 they've been giving you a hard time." And the people they were shocked. They're like, "Wow, look, they're thinking about us. Everything around them is destroyed, and they're thinking about the civil rights issues happening in America." And these folks are paying attention. When the encampments happened, what did they do? They wrote the names of the universities on their tents. When Ferguson was happening, and I just came from Missouri. When Ferguson happened in the protest, we had tear gas. So Palestinians said, "Hey, you've been through that. Here's what you need to do." And now, my brothers and sisters, history will remember. Where are the students at today? Can I hear you? The students. History will write about you. You made a difference during the war in Vietnam, the free speech movement, the movement against apartheid. When Mandela walked out of prison, the first thing he did was he recognized the students all around the world who will support to end apartheid, and you will end this apartheid. Now, in conclusion, I have a message for the pro-genocide caucus. You had your run since 1961. You've had your run. Now there's a new movement. There's CARE Action. There's JVP Action. There's a Working Families Party. There's Justice Democrats. And all these progressive allies working hand in hand to make sure that we punish pro-genocide candidates and elected officials like this governor right here. And we are launching all around the country. In the Midwest, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Florida, North Carolina, Arizona, Michigan, California. We are launching CARE Action chapters everywhere. And we tell our elected officials, no more anyone who supports genocide, anyone who supports ethnic supremacy, we will teach you a lesson of Holocaust. I want to just finally give a shout out to the no ceasefire, no vote. The folks that are here that have been fighting on the ground, we've been watching you from all around the country, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Organizer in Philadelphia and a member of Green for Palestine, a nationwide group of AFSCME members, staffers, and retirees who demand that AFSCME end its complicity in U.S.-Israeli imperialism. Thank you. Hello. First of all, who here is a union member?
Woo, woo!
Yeah? All right. I was hoping for more. That's okay. So the labor movement has always been integral in dismantling violent capitalist and imperialist systems, and this moment is no different. Despite what lawmakers want you to believe, workers run the world, right? Yeah, we do. And we have an enormous amount of power to just shut off the tap. And you know, we can use our labor to end this. But we gotta get organized. You know, we got to organize. We need to take that power seriously. We need to believe in that power. Because you know who does believe in our power? The Palestinian trade unions. They believed in our power from the jump. They reached out multiple times for us to show our solidarity. And I understand that it's hard. It's hard to go up against our employers, right? It's especially hard to go up against our own unions. You know, like Green for Palestine, we tried to pass a resolution to get AFSCME to divest from genocide, and they shot us down. And I know a lot of us, we don't feel ready, you know, we don't feel ready to go on strike, for a general strike. And some members, including myself, even have a no strike clause in our contracts. But if you can, take tomorrow off. Tell your coworkers to take tomorrow off. Encourage your coworkers to do the same. But if you can't, the next best action to do is to start a conversation with your coworkers. Build solidarity, wear keffiyehs, wear buttons, talk about Palestine in your workspaces. Yeah, and especially start looking into your employer's investments and funds. It's gonna take a lot of us to go up against the genocidal regime, but we can get there. It might not happen overnight. It might not happen, you know, at the snap of a finger, but we can get there. We just need to organize. It's not impossible. This has gone on too long. A year is too long. Decades are too long. Over a century, it's too long. So we have the power to stop, but we just need to wield that power. We need to take ourselves seriously. So start organizing. Thank you.
We the people have the power!
Criminalization with our struggle for a free Palestine. Please give them a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone. How y'all feeling? Well, hello, my name is Ashley.
And my name is Felipe.
We are students, siblings, and children of immigrants.
It saddens us at the age of 18, we have to speak on the inhumane conditions of the Palestinian people.
We believe that every human being has the right to a quality life and the freedom to live with the dignity regardless of immigration status,
Race,
sex,
gender,
class,
or religion. Solidarity is not contained within any borders.
We are here today to reiterate our shared concerns of our brothers and sisters in Gaza.
Hundreds and thousands of parents, children are being targeted.
These individuals had dreams, goals, and future, and now they will never have the chance to fulfill them. Greed of power has led to the destruction of many homes and families. I want a world where problems are not solved with murder or threats, but instead with conversation and agreements.
The genocide that is happening to the Palestinian people does not only hold consequences within the borders of the Gaza Strip. Exiled Palestinians have had to watch their homes be destroyed and have seen their way of life be eradicated. Families across the world are now only left with the mourning loss of their loved ones. This is not about who is right or wrong. This is about the thousands of lives that have been wrongfully taken.
It is about shining light to the history that the Palestinian people hold over this land. It is about taking care of each other no matter which side of the border we are on. I want to see a world where innocent lives are protected from inhumane violence regardless of the circumstances. I want a world where there is no punishment tied to speaking against injustices. I want a world where ceasefire is permanently achieved.
Let us remember that the struggle for justice knows no boundaries, and that the suffering of our brothers and sisters in Gaza demands our unwavering solidarity.
Let us stand together, not as individuals defined by borders, but as members of a global community.
In the face of injustice, our voices must be louder, our actions bolder, and our commitment stronger.
Together, we can build a future where every human being, regardless of race, religion, or nationality, can live in peace. Thank you.
Our final note is going to be a poetry reading by my very dear Palestinian sister, Amina Al-Attar. Please give her a warm welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Happy to be here. Glad to see all of you guys come out. I'm going to read a poem by Fadi Duda, a Palestinian American poet and physician. Its title is Sunbird. I flit from gleaming river to glistening sea, from all that we to all that me. Fresh east to salty west, southern sweet and northern free. Wow. There is a lake between us, and aquifers for cactus and basins of anemone, from the river to the sea. From womb to breath and one with oneness, I be from the river to the sea. Thank you.
Shortly, I am going to ask that everyone follow our marshals. They're in press vests, so if there are any safety concerns, please reach out to somebody in a press vest. During this march, please stay on the grass. Do not get into the sidewalks. Stay in the streets and on the grass. We will be planting 40,000 flags for our martyrs today. We know this doesn't even come close to the death toll of lives lost in this genocide, and that for every flag we plant, there are at least 5 or more human beings that Israel has massacred and forced to death from starvation, disease, and suffocating under the rubble. But today, we march to honor them. We plant flags in their names with their hearts and our souls. Throughout this march, please stick to each other. Again, if you came alone, find a buddy and stick by them. Watch out for each other. We only march as fast as the last person at the back, and we leave no one behind. We learn from Palestinians in Palestine. We always take care of each other. Now, as you start marching, make sure you follow our marshals, grab some flags, and we have zines on boycotting, divesting, and sanctioning Israel that have accessibility details and know your rights information. Please grab both as you walk and plant along the entire route. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I guess we're printing at Park Street.
From the belly of the beast, hands off the Middle East, hands off the Middle East, from Palestine to Mexico, Palestine to Mexico, all the walls have got to go, all the walls have got to go, from Palestine to Lebanon, Israel will soon be gone, Israel will soon be gone, from Palestine to Lebanon. From Palestine to Lebanon, Israel will soon be gone. In our thousands, in our millions, we are all Palestinians. God save the people, not gonna die.
Anybody, anywhere. And it is our responsibility to take those words not only as a warning, but as a call to action. As Rabbi Feldman said earlier, we know the lessons from the Holocaust. Zionists will tell you that Jews who died in the Holocaust are weak, and that somehow Israel bombing children in tents from above is strength. I am here to tell you that my ancestors fought against Nazi fascists, just as Palestinians today fight against Zionist fascists. So the last time we planted these flags, we were accused of anti-Semitism for going anywhere near this memorial. Today I'm telling you we reclaim this memorial. This belongs to the legacy of resistance against genocide. And it is an honor for us to march past it. Thank you. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! No sleep! No ceasefire! No sleep! No ceasefire! No sleep! No justice! No peace! No ceasefire! No sleep! No justice! No peace! No ceasefire! No sleep! Down, down with Pennsylvania, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. We charge you with genocide. And Stacey Garrity, you can't hide. Stacey Garrity, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. We charge you with genocide. And Stacey Garrity, what do you say? Stacey Garrity, what do you say? How many kids did you kill today? How many kids did you kill today? Stacey Garrity, what do you say? Stacey Garrity, what do you say? How many kids did you kill today? How many kids did you kill today? We will not stop, we will not rest. We will not stop, we will not rest. Boycott, sanction, and divest. We will not stop, we will not stop, we will not rest. Boycott, sanction, and divest. We will not stop, we will not rest. We will not stop, we will not rest. Boycott, sanction, and divest. We will not stop, we will not rest. Boycott, sanction, and divest. Stacey Garrity, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Pennsylvania, what do you say? How many kids did you kill today? How many kids did you kill today? We will free Palestine. Within a lifetime. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Israel bombs, USA pays. $10 million a day. $10 million a day. Israel bombs, USA pays. Israel bombs, USA pays. $10 million a day. $10 million a day. Not another nickel, not another dime. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crime. No more money for Israel's crime. Not another penny, not another dollar. Not another penny, not another dollar. No more money for Israel's slaughter. No more money for Israel's slaughter. So what do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. So what do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. Say arms embargo now. 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 So what do we want? Ceasefire. And when do we want it? Now. So what do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ceasefire. Now. Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. We don't get it. Shut it down. And if Gaza doesn't get it, shut it down. And if Lebanon doesn't get it, shut it down. And if Syria
ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون صدق الله العظيم. Islam is our religion, and Islam strongly advocates for the protection of life, the protection of peace and justice, as evident in both of the Holy Quran and the Hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the key Quranic verses emphasizing the sanctity of life is in Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 32. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, whoever kills a soul unless for a soul or for corruption done in the land, it is as if he had slain mankind entirely. And whoever saves one, means saves one soul, it is as if he had saved mankind entirely. So this shows how the preservation of life is a fundamental principle in our religion, Islam. In terms of justice, the Quran in Surah An-Nisa, chapter 4, verse 135, commands, O you who have believed, be persistently standing firm in justice, witnesses for Allah, your Lord, even if it be against yourselves, or parents, or relatives. This also emphasizes the importance of impartiality and fairness. And our Prophet, the last Prophet, peace be upon him, also promoted peace, as is seen in well-known hadith. The Prophet said the Muslim is the one from whose tongue and hand the people are safe, and the believer is the one people trust with their lives and wealth. So this highlights that a true Muslim ensures the safety and well-being of others. Together, these teachings of the Quran and the Hadith of our Prophet reflect Islam's core value of life, protection, and peace and justice. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect our oppressed, innocent, and defenseless brothers and sisters in Gaza, Lebanon, and all the world. Oh Allah, protect them. Oh Allah, cure them. Oh Allah, accept the shuhada among them. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
والحمد لله رب العالمين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم. Peace be upon you, everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Nabila, and I am the daughter of survivors of the Nakba. Today I have a quiz. We'll start with a quiz. So BDS, what does B stand for? What does D stand for? What does S stand for? Thank you. I've been living in central Pennsylvania for over 40 years. In prior lives, in years past, I used to talk with two sisters. One was a Jewish sister and one was a Christian sister. And we used to go, the three of us, a Christian, Muslim, and a Jew, and talk about how different, how similar our faiths are. We talked at universities, we talked at churches, we talked at schools. Anybody who would invite us, we will talk and tell them about what's happening in occupied Palestine. Invariably, people will ask me, some of them naive, and some of them not so naive. They will say, where is your Gandhi? Where is your Malcolm X? Where is your Mandela? And I would tell them that actually Palestinians all over, whether in the West Bank, in Gaza, everywhere, they will go along with some courageous people who go from here and around the world, and they will try to demonstrate, to go peacefully, to say no to destruction of our homes, no to taking our land, no to confiscating our farms, no to demolishing our homes, no to killing our children, no to taking young children as young as 5 years into your prisons, where you treat them as criminals and as terrorists, where you have an apartheid state. But you see, people who were asking me, because it wasn't in the news, because we know the news does not cover the humanity of Palestinians, so they didn't hear it. Then BDS came along, and guess what? The Israeli lobby, AIPAC, and our corrupt leaders in these houses implemented laws that will shut us off. They said it's illegal to boycott. They said we are anti-Semitic. They said that we are doing it because it's a Jewish state. And we said no. We are boycotting because it's genocide, because it is apartheid, because it is committing war crimes, because it is taking our land, our children, our soul, our freedom, ourselves, and leaving nothing there. Today, I want to tell you about some of those laws and ask you for action, because as Gabriel said, those who are sitting in this building and in that building where we started today, they work for us. We hire them and we can fire them. They work for us. We pay their salaries. We keep them in those offices, but they take us for granted. They come to us only at election time to ask for our money and for our votes. And this time we are going to say enough. We are going to hold you accountable.